One of the changes affects our taxes in New York. You probably heard the word SALT. The budget bill raises the SALT deduction cap from $10,000 to $40,000. New at 4:30, Chief Investigative Reporter Berkeley Bree goes in depth.
All right, what is SALT?
SALT, very simply, stands for state and local tax.
George Conboy is the chairman of Brighton Securities. SALT is the ability to deduct your high state income and high local property taxes when you file your federal taxes.
In a state like Texas or Florida, you have no income tax, not much to deduct. In New York State and California, a few other states, very high income taxes. This cap raises that to $40,000.
And so what do you think that means in like real money for people?
Let's say you could deduct $15,000 instead of $10,000. That would be an additional $5,000 at a 25% bracket is $1,250 in your pocket.
The increase in SALT deduction came from pressure from Republicans like Congressman Mike Lawler from along the Hudson River. He tweeted, "SALT was my #1 focus in Washington from day one."
Is there any reason why raising the cap to $40,000 is a bad idea?
There are two arguments. One is you raise that cap, you give the average American a tax break, but just the average American in a high-tax state, not everyone. The other argument is that raising the cap subsidizes high-tax states for charging their residents more.
Congressman Joe Morelli, a Democrat whose office is here on East Avenue, didn't directly comment on SALT, but he did tell us that this bill is, quote, one of the most disastrous maybe in the history of the country. He's referring to the cuts to Medicaid, the cuts to food programs, and he says the debt that the bill's tax cuts will create. On East Avenue, Berkeley Bree, News 10 NBC.
Republican Congresswoman Claudia Tenney did not get back to us about an interview today. Her statement on the bill doesn't mention SALT, but it says the bill will bring one of the most significant tax cuts in American history.